Instead of some kind of sausage or something hot.
Yeah. You're being safe for all posterity nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking food.
Kathy went to get paperwork and she'll be right here because I met her in the parking lot.
Fifth question.
Mm-hmm.
I just got an email this morning
Okay.
at 12:42 a.m. Okay,
Good.
it's from the Vaccine Administration Management System.
That sounds like a spam or a
That's what I was
scam,
thinking.
because we do not have a vaccine administration system set
It
up.
says, and the funny thing is, it says, thanks, Centers for Disease and Control and Prevention.
Would have been for 2021. I
just wanted to make you aware of that.
Yeah, that's a new one. There's gonna be all kinds of, unfortunately, there's gonna be all kinds of scammers and spammers trying to utilize
It's one of those deals.
those
I
systems.
got transferred to the cancer research, and I guess it should have been put in the gentleman's estate. And after everything was sold, then the money was supposed to go to the cancer research. Graham.
Really?
We'll look at it.
I was just waiting on Kathy to get back.
Yeah, she had to go get that paperwork this morning.
I hear you.
She
Hey,
was
BJ.
outside and I asked, and she says, oh, I gotta go back and get it. Yeah,
Email me or call me with the name and all everything.
all righty. I was gonna do it yesterday.
I would have never.
It was a circus.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, thank you.
Gee, Christ, it's part of my fitness plan.
I'd like to call the meeting of the Preston County Commission to order. Today is January 5th, 2021 at 9 a.m. and we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let the record show that all three commissioners are present, Commissioner Smith, Commissioner Price, Commissioner Stone, and we will move forward with the election of the president of the Preston County Commission. Last year, we decided that we would like to attempt to rotate and give everyone the opportunity to serve as president. So with that, we'll entertain a motion.
Well, I move we stay with that, and that would mean that Commissioner Smith would be next. He hasn't served as president yet, so I guess from the old goat here, I would say that there's a lot to be done that you don't know until you got your name beside the president thing. You get called on a lot of times, you gotta be ready, you gotta be here, you gotta be available. Don, if you're willing to do that, then I would say we go with Samantha's idea. And my motion is that Don Smith would be the commission president for the ensuing year.
I will second that then.
It's been properly moved and seconded to move Commissioner Don Smith into the president position on the Preston County Commission. Commissioner Price,
Yes?
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
yes.
I'm sorry?
Get to do him.
I'm going to swear.
Oh, you are?
Yes, sir, the clerk is in here today. And then the clerk will notarize.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, Don?
Roll on, Jim.
Well, and just because I don't even sleep on this side of the bed, this is awkward.
I don't know how to answer that.
I might ask
I'm not
Commissioner
going
Price to switch me.
Right, so I
to
can-
I'm not going
You know, like, do you solemnly swear to support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this state, and you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of President of the Preston County Commission for a 1-year term commencing January 5th, 2021, to the best of your skill and judgment, so help you God.
I would, so help me God. Or switch your name plates.
I'm sorry?
No, yeah.
Yeah, we carry those with us.
Using his gloves.
Okay, Joe, if you're done taking pictures, I'm gonna swap with Commissioner Stone.
She's not used to saying
Since
that.
that's the biggest excuse I've ever heard.
Would you type his?
Get my way about something.
The whole reason, when I first got on the commission, I said it, but the thing was, I couldn't hear Craig, because my hearing was so bad, so it was hearing aids. So we switched so I could hear, and that's why it was that way.
What's that? All right.
All right. Well, the first thing on the agenda is to set the time, date and time of the commission meetings. And I will entertain a motion at this time. And in the past years, we've decided to meet on Tuesday, which seems to be working out really well as far as not having to change meetings so much and everything. And then also having the first meeting of the month, whichever day
I'd
that
like to-
fall on.
I'd like to talk about that.
Okay.
The first meeting of the month we did so that people who couldn't come during the day could be with us. That hadn't happened. I mean, we can keep doing it, but I think it's a little confusing sometimes. People will say, when is your meeting? Or they come in the morning and we're not there until evening that day or whatever. It was just to try it and let's talk about it.
One thing that I don't like about that, I agree that the public should have an opportunity to come in the evening. However, my whole tenure, the 2 years that I've served on the commission, I can't think of one time that we've come in the evening and that we've had representation, maybe once thinking back. The one thing that I don't like is it's when we conduct and do our business is at our meetings. And so when we have other elected officials that are in the office from 9 to 5 and our employees, our administrator and other people, they've already been here the entire day. And then they're staying here in the evening also. So yes, I agree. I like to keep the night meeting, but I would also just, what's everyone else's thoughts?
Yeah, we've got a couple of,
If I
yeah.
could just say, when we started this, it was originally on Monday, because that's when we met, was Mondays. That was our normal extended hours of the annex and everything, so it worked out. So great regard, because employees are still here and people are still here and things of that sort.
Something else that I think has happened too is that we tried to, so we didn't go late in the evening. We tried to keep things a little light, but sometimes we, maybe we could get more done if we had it every Tuesday, 9 o'clock and.
If I could, one of the reasons that you, in the past, have had a night meeting is a lot of times we, through the years, have had ordinances, have had public hearings, have had those kind of things that afforded perhaps more people the opportunity to attend. However, to consider it, you could do a couple of things. You have change meeting times to accommodate certain things, or there's always the opportunity to call a special meeting for those incidences where you might need to draw from folks that might be at work during your regular meeting. But traditionally, those night meetings, we did in the past hear a lot of those type of issues, giving people an opportunity.
And it hasn't happened for a long time. I mean, I understand it's.
Like, however you want to put it, things have been going on. We haven't had any what I call hot button perhaps issues and those kind of things that in the past we had. So I think that might be generated from the ability to have folks that might be working when we have a lot of things going on.
And another thing to mention is that we have the social media and people can have access to seeing what we're discussing in the meetings and I think that they're more engaged now because of that. And we didn't have that when we made the evening meetings at 5:30. We have one office holder. If you don't mind, I'd like to get his opinion.
I don't have an opinion on what you should do. I think legally speaking, you're fine either way. I guess if you're asking me my personal opinion, I don't see anything wrong with just going back to holding meetings in the morning. And if you do, what I might suggest is if you do have a hot button issue that you think may draw some public attention, you could, on an ad hoc basis, change a meeting to.
That's what I was thinking
We'll call
too,
special
because
meeting, you could do it
we
again.
can call a special meeting for the evening just for that.
And it would be no problem to do that, I have no problem, it's just that,
Mhm.
Okay.
That may be the better solution, because then if we do a special meeting, it would be just focused on that one topic. So it would be focused on that, so.
Right.
If anybody coming to the meeting would be here just for that cause and nothing else, and it would be, it'd be actually more focused.
all right, good.
Otherwise.
Good conversation. I think that my motion would be to schedule for the ensuing year, the county commission meetings would continue to be at 9 a.m. on Tuesdays, with all meetings at 9 a.m. on Tuesdays, no 5:30 meeting.
Second,
I'll second that motion.
Commissioner Price.
Yes,
Stone.
Yes.
Yes. So the motion carries that we will have all our meetings at 9 a.m. on Tuesday.
special meetings when
Special
necessary.
meetings when necessary. On certain issues.
I think it's also important just to encourage the public, when you want to get on the agenda to come
Mhm.
and you contact the office, if
Yes.
for any reason you cannot make it to a 9 a.m. meeting, but you want to be at a commission meeting, we need to know that. We're not eliminating the opportunity for you to be here because it's outside of the scope of your work schedule. We can't accommodate
Oh,
these
yeah,
types of
that's what we
things,
need to
and we
do.
will.
All right.
Yeah, yes.
All right. So next on the agenda is the notice of meetings.
One question, are you gonna keep the Tuesday is a holiday, you're gonna meet on Wednesday?
Yes.
That wasn't part of your motion, I just wanted to clarify.
I think we need
Is that, are we still okay with
That's
that?
probably, yeah. You want to go ahead and make a motion on that?
Okay, I move that those Tuesdays that are holidays, that we would schedule it the following day on Wednesday, same time.
I second that motion.
All right, there's a motion on the floor for, if we have a holiday on Tuesday, we have our meeting on Wednesday. Commissioner Price?
Yes.
Commissioner Stone?
Yes.
Yes. All right, motion carries. And, all right, that brings us down to the notice of meetings. And at this time, what we do is we have the agendas available to the public, close of business 2 days prior to the meeting date. All notice of meetings are posted on the door of the county commission meeting room and at the rear of the annex on 26 West Main Street here in Kingwood.
I think we should continue that. That's legal.
We've also been putting them on our website also.
And sending it to the media.
Mhm.
We do everything we can for
Mhm.
the transparency. Do these need motions independently? I don't think that would
Maybe
be.
not.
Okay.
Okay. The meeting procedures,
You have your meeting procedures in the packet that I just handed you. You also received it by email. There are no changes, basically the same things that we've been doing. If you're on the agenda, you have, I believe it's 5 minutes, and if you just sign in prior to a meeting, I gave it to you. That's the first item, Dave, in that packet. Then the second item in that packet would be those appointments. You'll see in that these are who is currently serving. And the packet also is board equalization and also a letter from the prosecutor. So the first item, there are no changes. If you want to just proceed on with the procedures that we've had for several years, to just take a special note if you want to change any times, because I believe it's 5 minutes and 3 minutes. So you might want to look at those two areas.
right.
5 and 3, I didn't.
Actually, it's 10 and 3.
Okay, it's 10 and 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry,
All right.
my mistake.
Um,
But that's what it's been for quite some time.
Okay, is there any
And
discussion?
you've got to understand, that 10 minutes is for the speaker. You may have questions and it may last longer than that, but we always try to give an idea of how much to prepare.
Right. All right. Is there any discussion about the meeting procedures?
And keep it the same.
Keep it the same. All right, do I have a motion to keep our meeting procedures as they currently stand?
So moved.
Second.
All right. Commissioner Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
That being said, motion carries to keep our main procedures as they currently are. Hours of operation of the annex.
I move they be the same. That's worked out pretty well, I think, for everyone.
I would agree with you. It seems that extended time on Monday and some of the other times have worked out real well, so.
That's a motion.
All right, second.
Second.
Motion on the floor and second to keep the hours of the annex Monday, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Mr. Price?
Yes.
Mr. Stein?
Yes.
Yes. And hours of the courthouse are set by the judge, and they will remain at 8:30 to 4:30 p.m. We don't have to do it that week, Kathy.
No, that was his
That's his.
That was his
Well, it's his
idea anyway.
Right, exactly. So, all right. That brings us down now to appointments or reappointments to various boards and committees that each of us sat on.
My suggestion, I mean, for me,
Okay.
I'm closer to the fire and EMS and 911 center. That's where my experience is. And so I would prefer to continue to serve on the 911 Advisory Committee, Local Emergency Planning Commission, which I'm chairman of, Preston County FEMA Board. And I think that's,
Cleanup committee.
You still want on that
and,
one?
oh yeah, and the cleanup committee, which this is gonna be a good year for that. So I'd like to continue that,
Okay.
if that's okay with everyone.
I have no issue with that whatsoever. You've been doing a good job on this, so.
All right, what about everybody else?
Discussion?
I want to continue on the Economic Development Authority. There's a lot of work there to be done. And I would also like to continue on the Farmland Protection Board and the Extension Service Committee. I do not wish to continue on the Workforce West Virginia Board of Directors. And it says Samantha Smith on there. That's okay, but I just want to offer that opportunity for someone else to carry that. I have a lot of things I really need to focus on the other boards, and if someone else would like to take that one, I would certainly like to allow someone else the opportunity there.
Mr. Price?
Don't everybody jump up at once.
I just didn't ask you, will you serve on that?
Here is my thing. I'm not sure how, I mean, I'll be glad for you to do it, Don. I'm just not sure how much productivity there is with the West Virginia workforce. I haven't heard any kind of a report or any kind of a, we're doing this or doing that, or this is new
How
and
often do they
breaking.
meet?
Once a quarter.
So whichever, doesn't matter.
And where do they meet at? I know lately it's probably been Zoom.
It has been, and they usually rotate around. I've had them coming, I was successful in getting them to come to Preston County, and then COVID busted that down, so none of them came up, so.
So who do you think, based on what happens or doesn't happen at Workforce West Virginia, how does Preston County benefit from that? I just need to know. I guess we have to have somebody.
I don't want to say that there's no benefit. I think that there's a lot of work to be done, and
I think it's a challenging year, Dave.
It is.
I think it's been a really challenging year
Okay, but 2
for all
years
these
before.
committees. President, usually, Craig served on the workforce,
Yeah.
board. And I do think that, that's where many of the unemployment things come in. If you'll remember, we had an opportunity for, they clean out the streams. That came
Yes, I
out of
remember that.
workforce.
Right,
So
but
I
they
think
came
it's-
to us and they would do it anyway. I'm just looking for an opportunity to make it work better for Preston County, if there's anything that can be done.
I just think it's been a challenging year for all committees.
It's been a challenging few years with that group, but you want to do it, Don?
Yeah, I'll do it. I mean, if it's been historically the president, I'll serve this time and make some notifications. If that's okay with everybody else.
Oh, I think I'm good with that.
It sounded that way. All right, that being said, I do want to continue serving on the boards that I already had been serving on Solid Waste Authority, Region 6, Community Corrections Board, and the CBB. So That's okay with everybody.
I think it's one.
That being said, motion on the floor that we
How about the motion to keep all the boards and committees we serve on the same as it was last year, except for Workforce West Virginia, which will be the commission president, Don Smith, instead of Samantha.
I second that motion.
There's a motion on the floor and a second to appoint or reappoint to the board as they've been stated for the 2021 year. Mr. Price?
Yes.
Mr. Stone?
Yes.
Yes. That brings us down to the assessor's office. We have one thing on the tax correction list.
Okay, we have, one
It's a big one, I know.
exoneration, it's very small for door
Yes.
scrubs. Thank you.
But just a simple,
Double assessment.
It was double
Correct.
assessed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on one account and somebody already paid the taxes on a different account.
and the total is,
$6.44.
I move we approve the tax correction.
Second.
Thank you so much.
Motion on the floor, second, to approve the tax correction list. Commissioner Price?
Yes.
Commissioner Stone?
Yes.
Yes. All right. That brings us down to our scheduled appointments. Miss Tammy Johnson, Frederick Clerk from Clerk's Office, request from Sheriff Preston County to be appointed as a personal representative of the state of James Walter Davis Jr.
Yes, and I emailed previously the motion that was brought before us by Virginia Hopkins, who represents a creditor, Stephen Barrett Sr., who actually was injured in a car accident involving the decedent. He passed away, Mr. Davis passed away February the 28th, 2018. On March the 2nd, his son brought his will in to be recorded only because he said he had no other reason to have an estate. Shortly after that, his wife passed away. This decedent's wife passed away. When he came back in, I questioned again, is there any reason you need to do something for your father's estate as well? No, and everything passed on. Years later, we find out he made no mention that his father was involved in a car accident. This creditor was actually injured. Mr. Stephen Barrett was injured. So the estate needs to be opened, which Mr. Davis's son